I think a lot about how do you actually move up, whatever you want to call it, to actually do well in life. And I think more the average person, not necessarily interested in those that do spectacularly well right now, although that's amazing. I'm not interested in that. What I think the general solution, the general answer, it, and this has like the only robust findings that I know is repetition, continuous repetition. And, you can call it a learning curve, you can call it anything, continuous improvement, whatever you want to call it. The answer is always just the same thing. It's just repetition, doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And if you think of any skill that anybody has learned, any, I don't know, any action where somebody has done well, is that they just pick a domain and they just repeat, and that's it. Now, the challenge is that repetition. I think we underestimate that. We don't necessarily talk about that much. Is that just repeating is hard. Think about if you want to master pizza building. I'm not talking about like repeating, 5 times in a row pizza. Repeat thousands of pizzas in a row. And, I also think that there's incredible unfairness that exists in this world. A, you have to be told to repeat or you figure it out or know that. And the vast majority of people are never told that. They're told a different answer, where people are, they don't believe in themselves that they can just repeat. And it's not, even if it's delusional, right? Like, delusion is not necessarily a bad thing if it gets you up. Do it again, do it again. And, people are so worried about spending their whole life repeating something that leads to nowhere. That happens, but at the same time, um, that's a life that somebody was passionate about, and they did something that was really good in this world. And they just repeated something. And I think, in my definition, I think that is pretty wonderful if they are sort of passionate about that, so much that they just continue to repeat at it. Now, you know, the other thing that's really kind of unfair is that there are people born into different circumstances and different situations, and that does allow them to get access to things that other people can't. And it looks like we're not on a level playing field, and I don't think we are. I don't think we ever were on a level playing field, ever. And some of those things are really rather persistent, where families can't move up, and some others are stagnated in a position. But I think, like, from my perspective, the only answer that we have is just to encourage people just to repeat day in and day out. And, I think that's partly why I do so much social media and so much of the Reciprocity Project is just getting people to get up and do it. And if I could tell somebody to get up and do it, I think that's wonderful. Maybe they'll be upset with me if they become a master at making pizza, and they never really wanted to. But I think at the same time, I think that is pretty darn cool. And I think that's the only solution that I can see is, obviously there's a ton of things. None of them are ever sophisticated. That's why I always think about is like, building stability. It's this building wealth or stability, however you want to call it, where you're so focused on the outcome it's like it's a 5 year journey. Realistically, it's like a 30, 40, 50 year journey towards doing something over and over and over again. Um, where you finally sort of reach where you're going, but then the story is, even then, you're never done. Um, and, and I think we sort of should stop thinking in our mind and kind of have these sort of short run, long run games. Not much told about a lot, but I think that is rather continuous. That there is no short run, no long run. It's just the same damn thing over and over again. So realizing, coming to terms that the whole thing is just repetition, and this really challenging thing for all of us to realize, I think is also very important. In knowing what to do, knowing how to do a little bit better, it's just repetition, I think, makes a difference. And yes, life gets in the way, all sorts of craziness is always happening. At least that's my life. It never feels like every time that you feel like you're getting in a groove with something happens and it interrupts it, but then you get back up and you do it again. Right? You go and you just repeat. And I wish this was more interesting. And I wish that there was like this amazing insight that were all these amazing insights that I can say, but ultimately there's not. And I think this is painful for people to hear. It's just repetition. Repeating the same thing so many times that it just becomes natural and becomes something that you just do every day. And it's such a challenge many days, but at the same time, that's the only solution that I know of that actually works. Just repeat day in and day out, over and over, no matter what is going on. Just repeat. That's it.